Hi, and welcome to day 8 of our 12 cropping days of Christmas. We are moving right along. I can't believe how much scrapping I have gotten done, and I hope that you have too. Today I have a lot of fun stuff on my desk. I have some vintage items that I'm really hoping to incorporate and use on today's layout. Let's go ahead and take a look at the sketch we're using today. It's right here on page 41 of the book. And like always, I will have the original blog post listed in the description of this video. So if you want to see how they tackle this layout, then you can go ahead and do that. Of course, I'm going to change it up today because this only has 3 photos on it, and today is day 8. So my challenge today is to use 8 photos on my layout. So I will be making a 2-page layout today. Let me go ahead and pop this up on the screen and we'll take a better look at it. So once again, we see a band style background. This time the band is going vertical, but it's still a band across the middle with 2 borders on each side. On the left-hand side, they used a couple of border stickers to kind of break up that transition, and on the right hand side it's 1 border sticker. You can also replace that with paper, washi tape, punch out from a border making cartridge or a border punch, so you can use a lot of different elements to cover up the seams between the band and the 2 side strips. There's that nice circle element. I love that, to house their title and some embellishments that maybe match your theme. And I like the photo placement. It's kind of in almost a diagonal form. I like how they also incorporated a journaling card and that random piece of pattern paper. I think that's an excellent way to bring in cutout or even more elements that can help your theme and definitely bring in that extra color to your layout. Then they have 3 embellishment clusters. They have the one up where the title in the circle, and then down in the left hand corner there's a embellishment cluster down there, and then at the top of the journaling card is the 3rd one. So we will be incorporating some embellishment clusters in our layout today as well. Okay, come on back to my desk and I'll show you how I'm going to interpret this sketch today. So like I said, I have some vintage items that I want to bring in today, stickers and a border with a journaling card. I'm also going to bring in maybe some stickers from this year's collection, see if we can mix and match them up a little bit. And for my paper, I had a couple pieces of scraps over there, plus this scrap and this gold paper. And for my backgrounds today, I'm going to use this beautiful cranberry cardstock. So this cranberry red will be my background piece, and I think I'm going to start with the left hand side first. And what I want to do to recreate this border like they have in the sketch, they have a 2-inch piece of pattern paper with a couple of border strips to create the border. But what I want to do is I want to bring in my vintage border that I've had in my stash for I don't even know how long that has been in my stash, but super happy that I'm going to get that used up. It's already done, so I might as well get it into an album where I can now enjoy it. And instead of bringing in border stickers to go right here, I'm going to bring in this piece of dotted green. I'm going to trim a 1/2 inch, but probably only going to have about a 1/4 inch exposed. I just want to give myself a little bit of extra for tucking this, and I'm doing that because I really want to break up the red in the border with the red of my background piece. And then on the outside of this, I want to bring in, I think I'm going to bring in this one right here, this gold shape, this gold color. Put this border sticker right on the edge, and that just gives it a more of a finished look. Then for the piece over here, they put an 1.5 inch strip, but I think I'm going to bring in a 2-inch strip. And I'm going to use this beautiful ornament paper, and it does have a little bit of a direction, so the ornaments are going up and down, so I want to cut it in that same direction because this will go vertical on my page. And I'm gonna do just like that. To spruce this up a little bit, I think I will bring in these vintage stickers. I think I like the green polka dots because it kind of matches the paper I used over here. I could always bring in another piece of that paper, but I won't need to. Now these old Creative Memory stickers don't go all the way to the top, so I'm gonna loosen that up, and then when I figure out what's gonna go on my layout, I'll probably trim it and move it up and then decide where to cut it based on what's gonna be on this page. Okay, so we'll just hang that loose there. And that's my first page. I love it. I'm gonna slide it over here and bring in the second page. I want to do the same thing with the strip of the yellow ornament paper. So I'm going to do a 2-inch cut and bring it to this side and bring in the second green polka dot sticker, and I'll do the same thing here, and again leave it loose so that I could adjust it so it meets the top when I figure out what's going to go on here as far as photos and embellishments. Then what I want to do is bring in this journaling card that matched my borders. I do want that on the second page, so I think I'm going to put that right down here in the corner, and that's going to be my page layout for this. Now let me bring in my photos and we'll do some photo placement. Okay, so these photos are from Christmas Eve 1995. So these are pretty old. I'm going to be so happy to get this page done. So when I have trimmed these down a little bit, I do want that red to really pop through. So I kind of trimmed them so that I would have a border all the way around each photo. Okay, and they'll go like that. On this page, see, we'll have this one up here. It's probably where I'll cut the photo. And then this one here, and I'll also overlap here so I can even trim the border down here if I need to as well. I'm saving this spot right here so that I can do the circle element that we have in the sketch. But before I do that, let me do some matting of my photos. I'm going to bring in some scrap pieces that I had picked out. I do like that mat to go right there, and the photo will look perfect once it's trimmed down. And then I took that scrap of checkered paper and matted this photo, and those are the only two photos that I'm going to matte just to bring in a little bit of extra color to my layout. Let's go ahead and work on the circle, and for that I'm going to bring in my custom cutting system, and I already have it right here. It's the smallest circle, and I'm going to use the red blade. And what I thought would look nice is if I cut this from the card. It says, "It's the most wonderful time of year." I like this a lot, but I want it in the circular element. Kind of center it as best. There we go. And I'm just going to cut this right out. And let's see. So although it fits really good here, I think it's still a little big, so I want to trim it down. That was the smallest circle with the red blade on the outside, so there's no way to get that using that same circle to be smaller on the outside because red cuts closest to the template. So I'm going to bring in the largest circle, and I'm going to use the green blade on the inside track. So I'm going to hold it really good. There we go. Much smaller. And if I want, I could always put a border around that. And I think I'm going to grab some green and do that. And since I went with the green blade on the inside, it gives me room to now use the red blade on the inside track. So let's do that because green is the middleman. So red's going to be slightly larger than green, and it should give me a nice matte on the circle. Let's see. Yep, there we go. That looks nice. It really added a little more pop of color to that circle. I think I'm ready to adhere everything down and come back and we'll get to embellishing. This is moving along really quick. So hold on and I'll be right back. Before I leave, I would like to ask you that if you're enjoying this series and or this video, then please give me a thumbs up. It really helps to spread my content, and you all know that. But thank you for doing it. I do really appreciate it. And I'll be right back with everything adhered down. Everything is adhered down, and I did a couple things. I kind of brought this circle down to overlap the photo right here, just so I felt like it was just floating up there in space. So I kind of just dropped it down a little bit. And then up here is where I snipped it, brought the border up to the top, and then underneath here is where there's just a little snip in the border, but you can't tell. It looks like it's running all the way down the page. So that worked out really well. And on this side, I haven't done that yet because I'm not sure. I might just leave it, but if I do some embellishing, I might do it right here and then go ahead and cut that and move that piece up as well. Another thing I did while I was gone is I decided to mat this journaling card with some of the green dotted paper I used over here just to bring it in over here as well. Just like that, we're ready for embellishing. So where am I going to embellish? First thing I want to do is kind of take care of this area right here. I went to my mat cards and I found this one, and it's a big stack of presents, and I just want to put it right here. So for that area in the inspiration, they just put a little piece of patterned paper, but we always have these mat cards that are, this was half of one, and we always have those. And so I thought, why not cut one down and use it? It just adds a little bit of playfulness to our layout. And since it is, since down here we have a big stack of presents, I thought it would be fun to put that right there. So for embellishing, I feel like I have this whole border over here that's awesome and brings in a lot of stickers and embellishing that will help me so I don't have to do as much on this layout. So I think what I want to do is I want to maybe embellish right here around this card, and maybe up here in this corner, and then maybe down here in the journaling box I'll add a few more little decorations down here. Let's start right here. Now I'm going to bring in a couple of tabs that I had in my kit from last year. So I made these last year, and I'm going to insert a little clip here at the end of how I made these, but they're just little tabs. This one I already put some stickers on that said Happy Holidays. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck it right in around here just to give our embellishment area a little bit of an extension, and it'll go like that. And then with the second one, I'm going to come up here underneath the photo, and then that's where I will clip this and move it up. For this one, I think I'm pretty much done. Let's see, maybe I'm going to move it down like that. And I think what I'll do is maybe bring in one of these little cardinal birds and put him right here next to the presents, kind of overlapping and touching the tag ever so slightly. And then that's all I'm going to do in that area. Up here, I'm going to bring in, this is a sticker from off one of the older sticker sheets from last year. And I think I'm going to put that, let's see, pull the tag out just a little bit more, and I'm going to put it right on there. And then because I brought in a white one, I want to bring in a red one too to help it stand out. And so I'll layer that up. In fact, I was going to pop this one up onto some foam tape, and then it'll go like this. And then I think I want to add a little bit of sprigs coming out. So I had this in my kit. And now the tab, you can either add words to it or not. Let's see if we have any words here that we want to add. I think I like this one, Season of Joy. So what I'm going to do is pull that tag out, put it right on here, think I'm going to cut it and make it two like that one. So it'll say Season of Joy. And let's tuck this back under. Put our flowers back on top. With our little sprig hanging out. Now we know where to put that. And our flowers just like that. Cute. I like it. Now over here, I thought it would be kind of fun to bring in a little snowman since it says Santa's Workshop and North Pole. I thought a little snowman would be perfect. I don't have a lot to journal, and this is a pretty good sized journaling box, so might as well give it a few more little decorations. In fact, let's go ahead and pop this up onto some foam tape, and we'll put that right there. Super cute. And then I did bring in this arrow punch that has been sitting up there so patiently this whole video. I just had it sitting there because I wanted to use it. I wanted to remember to use it. So I'm just going to bring in a piece of black scrap paper and punch out one arrow. And I'm just going to have it facing that direction. There we go. Super cute. So I just added a couple more things around here, and now that I have this popped up onto some foam tape and that flower, I think I'm going to come back and pop the little bird up on to some foam tape, and we'll put that right there. So I'm going to pause for a moment and I'm going to get everything adhered down, and while I'm doing that I will show you a little video on how I made these tabs. Okay, so hold on, I'll be right back. So here's how to make those cute tags. You just need a couple tools. We'll need the 1 3/4 inch circle punch and the 1 3/4 inch square punch and your corner rounder. So first thing is with our circle punch is just a couple pieces of scrap paper also. So I just found this red scrap and I'm just going to put it in the back side so I can see it, pinch it, turn it upside down, and there we go. Got our circle. And then you take the circle and you're just going to fold it right in half. And then with that circle, take your corner rounder and on each side, take the ticket notch side of it, line it up to the X on the inside, and give it a little bit of a notch. Turn it over, do the same thing, and there's the top part of our tag. Then with the square punch, take our green scrap paper, slide it in, and then we're going to take our square, our half circle, take the point from each side of the tab and line it up to the top of the square and just eyeball it until it's in the center and put a little bit of adhesive on it. Let's see, let's do our adhesive and then align it up. Fold it over, and just like that you have a little tab. Very usable, and we probably already have these tools in our collection. So there you go. Enjoy. So wasn't that tag super fun? It's super easy and such a great use of tools that we already have in our collections, right? So everything is adhered down now, and I'm back just to do a couple finishing touches, and then we're going to be done with this layout. So for my finishing touches today, I'm going to bring in some gems and do like I always do. I want to just kind of put a little gems inside each of the flowers. There, that's super cute up there. And there's also a little flower right in here. That's super cute. And then I want to add some over here. And I think what I want to do is add 3 of them right down here at the bottom and right next to each other. Like that. I love doing that. It would look cute with some up at the top too, but I wanted it right there. I think I need to come back over here and do some. So let's see. These are just some little tiny ones I had in my stash. Over, let's see if we want to. I think I do. Yeah, that's super cute. And over here, do we want some? I think we do. We're just gonna come off to the side and add it. A little one right there, maybe two. And there we go. I'm done with layout number 8 with 8 photos. I am super excited. So I'll show you a close-up of the different embellishment clusters. Here's the first one with the Cardinal. And those little gems just really help pop it out, and that cute little tag. And then this tag up here that says Season of Joy, and the 2 poinsettia flowers with the little gems really just adds a little bit of pop. And then my decorated journaling card over here, and the little snowman that happens to have a little cardinal on his arm that matches the cardinal on the other page. So I feel like I tied everything in together, and I'm happy to be done with layout number 8 with 8 photos. And I'm going to come back in a couple days and we'll do layout number 9 with 9 photos. So until then, everybody, take care. I hope you're enjoying your holiday season, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.